What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Root Cause Podcast. I'm your host, Kendall Wyatt. With me is my brother Eric Johnson. He is a political commentator and a finance professional. Also with me is my other brother, Aaron Chandler. He's a business owner. He also does strategic business growth consulting for any of you that have a small business and you want to grow your business. I'm Kendall Wyatt. I'm your cousin, your nephew, your big brother, your little brother, your old summer fling, your godson, your grandson, and I'm your host. This is the Root Cause Podcast, and on the Root Cause Podcast, we try to aim to talk about the root cause. We try to get at the root of why things are happening. So we appreciate you joining us. If you're watching this, this is our second episode, so we're still growing and elevating, messing around with our technology, trying to make sure that we're putting out a good product. But we thank you for hanging out with us today. If you want to follow us on social media, we have a couple of social media handles that you can follow. We are at Root Cause Pod, at Root Cause Pod on all the social media platforms, and then we are at Talk Root Cause on X or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. At Talk Root Cause, at Talk Root Cause on X, and then Root Cause Pod on every other social media platform that you can get to. We are currently working on getting our YouTube live up and going so that you can join us live when we do our recordings and our tapings, as well as Facebook Live and Instagram and all that. So having said all that, fellas, what's up? Y'all doing all right?
Elon was hating on us, so that's
Yeah, Elon Musk trying to put some restraints on us. How you doing, Eric? What's going on?
Going good, man. All is well. God is
Good.
faithful.
Absolutely. So listen, look, y'all, our podcast, we're going to talk about all kinds of things on our podcast, from politics to finance to relationships to religion. We're going to cover the whole gambit of things, right? And we want you to kind of understand the mind of a black man on this podcast. Although we feel like, we can speak for all people, but we specifically come from the perspective of the black man. But so the first thing I want to talk to y'all, man, look, as we start today, we're going to start with this shocking story that everybody understands out of Utah. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated during an appearance at Utah Valley University. Investigators are digging into the motive, the suspect, and the wider impact this is having across the country, from politics and public safety to how America secures public events. There's been a lot of different conversations. I want to start tonight with my brother Aaron Chandler. Bro, tell me what you think, man. When you first heard this thing, when the news came about Charlie Kirk, I know in our private chat thread, I think it was Eric who shared the information with us first amongst, the chat thread that we have with each other. But Aaron, what was your first thought, man? What was the first thing you thought about when you heard about what happened with Charlie Kirk?
So I didn't follow Charlie I haven't followed him that long. It's been a little over a year. And it's not that I was following him by choice. He was just everywhere, and I would see him pop up in random things, mainly on X. And I disagreed with the guy on just about 95% of everything he stood for. I can't say anything about the deceased, but I will say this. No one deserves to be publicly executed for their viewpoints, because the same way they can get Charlie Kirk, they can go and get someone that we love dearly from our community. So I think that freedom of speech, everyone has a right to that. Now, having said that, I also know that if you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
That's Bible.
That's Bible. So evangelicals, before you start attacking me, you all claim to be the closest thing to Christ. So I would say, read the Bible. When you spew hate, when your life is spewing hate, I'm not surprised that in death, hate found you. And again, I don't agree with the way he went out, but I won't be as they're trying to demand everyone to be apologetic and sorrowful and thoughts and prayers. I mean, listen, I wish he didn't go out that way, but I think he went out the way he wanted to go out. I mean, just before he was talking about how, gun violence is needed in order for us to continue to bear arms and keep our right to bear arms. He said, we need gun violence victims. It just so happened that he was one of the victims. It doesn't make it right, but again, I understand why it happened. And then on top of that, here's another thing about Charlie Kirk. Every time I tuned into him, he seems to be blaming black people for just about everything. Constantly talking about black people. And I see a lot of black people coming out, especially black Christians. Oh, we need to be careful how we talk about Charlie Kirk's death, and we need to be careful. We need to be. Listen, at some point, you all got to get out of this notion that you're just so quick to fall in line. You're so quick to fall in line. And I don't know if it's fear. I don't know if it's ignorance that you can't be Christian and speak up for your rights, speak up for your civil rights. I don't get it. But y'all got to wake up. I mean, it's 2025, and just to see how we kind of went backwards a little bit when it comes to civil rights movement. I think and I talked about this on the last episode. Yeah, everyone has a right to fight for what they believe in. I believe that people have a right to say, hey, I want to see the advancement of white men. I feel like as a white man, I'm going extinct. I'm becoming extinct. So I want to fight for my rights as a white man. Yeah. I don't like that at all. Yeah. Where the problem comes in is when you're saying my rights are better, my movement is better than yours, my race is better than yours. I'm going to step in as a white man and block the advancement of the black man. That's
what I have going on should what I need, what my community needs, should take precedent over anything you have going on.
Exactly. And that's what my problem is with these neo-Nazis, the conservatives. You can speak for your right. You can speak on your platform about the advancement of your people. That's fine, but don't start taking aim at us. This whole nothing, and I'm gonna stop here. Because I want to give you all a chance to speak. But another thing that I disagree with is, even after, as horrific as it was, we knew this guy came jumping off the roof looking like the man in the yellow hat. But HBCUs were the one that received the backlash. Death threats. We have had 2 mysterious lynchings and hangings down in the South, and in Mississippi, down in the South. We have not only the President of the United States, but all of his cronies talking about all this means war. War against who? Who? I mean, hold on, because this guy right here, he didn't go to HBCU.
No, he did not.
He don't. Is he black? So who is this war against? Who's this war? You say it's against the left because he comes from a conservative family, Republican family. So who is it truly against? And it's just like they use any opportunity they can to attack black people. And I'm sick and tired of it. And as black people, we need to stop being so, let's everybody fall in line. Don't say nothing about. Well, when Harriet was trying to free slaves, you had black people working, massa?
Yeah, there was some people out there working against it.
Did you hear about this secret meeting in the bar, massa?
Hoping that they could fill the place that you leave when you try to step out and execute freedom.
So the thing is like, and that's what I've been saying this for years, when it comes to stuff like rebuilding Black Wall Street and all that stuff. And that's a whole nother show. But we will always struggle as a people because there's always one nigga, one black person that's going to undercut the entire movement for $1.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was one, and Eric, you can jump in here because that's a good point, because this is one of the things that Dr. Jamal Bryant, and I know he catches a lot of flack unnecessarily, which is confusing to me because just as a matter of full disclosure, I have a relationship with the Reverend Al Sharpton. But the fact that I hear so much attack on the Reverend Al Sharpton and also on Jamal Bryant and Freddie Haynes is mind-boggling to me, because we just refuse to get behind someone and press forward as a unified front. Now, Eric, I want to ask you a question, because you are the one in our personal chat thread. Y'all hear us talk about in the chat thread probably as we go through these episodes, because we just talk to each other during the day and everything, just sharing ideas. That's where the podcast came from. But Eric, you were the first person that notified us of the shooting, and then I know I started searching. I'm sure Aaron did too, but I started searching. What was your first thought, man, when you heard that, Eric? When you heard about Charlie, what was your first thought?
I was completely shocked. I couldn't believe it happened there, because Utah is considered to be what they would consider to be a safe space. It's a very conservative state. It's literally 98% Caucasian. And so I felt him thinking that he's on that campus, and he was actually in a safe space. They only had like 5 security there total, and it was hundreds of people out there, mostly youth out there. And, he said he just got back on the road to be able to. My guess was try to gear up the young people for the midterms.
Yeah,
But when I saw it, I instantly, when I heard about it, I instantly sent the message to you guys, just like, man, look, this is huge news. And when I saw the video, I said, and I told you guys, he's dead.
Yeah.
I said, it's the way he limped over. I didn't even know exactly where he got hit at, but it's the way he limped over. I said, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. And I knew, and we all knew, the perpetrator was somebody white.
It was always going to be somebody white, man.
It's always the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie.
It was always going to be somebody white.
Yeah, always. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought. Go ahead.
And that was 72%. The population is 72% white, 20% Latino.
Okay, so yeah.
And Utah, yeah.
Utah.
But still, yeah.
Still,
He wasn't in Salt Lake City either, where it's a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more diverse.
So yeah, go ahead, Kendall.
No. When you sent that message out, I was like, what? And here's the thing. Initially, I'm with Aaron. I'm with you, Eric. Like, none of us agree with anything he was talking about.
Oh no.
We vehemently disagree with Charlie Kirk.
There was a few times I was just like, you know what? You go on the right track, then he'll say something at the end.
Yeah. Because here's what.
Because he got high shock value.
Everything's hard, but go ahead.
No. What I don't think people understand that a lot of the black community, we are socially conservative.
Yeah.
But the Republican Party has vilified and demonized us and dehumanized us over the last 60 years to a point where we can't fool with y'all. We'd be a fool to fool with you. Starting back with the Southern strategy in 68, putting African Americans on the front line in Vietnam, putting us on the front line to get slaughtered, right? In Vietnam, all the way to the Reagan administration bringing drugs into the black community, and then some of the economic
new drugs and stuff like that. We the first ones to get tested. Oh yeah,
absolutely. And then you look at the second Bush administration, how the way that Katrina was handled. This is the 20-year anniversary of Katrina, which is crazy. 20 years ago was Katrina. We have a documented history of the Republican Party not caring really about our well-being, and so people don't understand we are really socially conservative as a community.
We are.
So I said all that to say, every now and then a conservative will say things that we absolutely agree with.
Absolutely.
Hey, big red truck. People in the black community don't particularly care for people who sit on welfare and won't go get a daggone job. Like, that's not on y'all's side of the fence. We don't like it either, right? We don't like that either. But at the same time, we understand how we got there.
Yeah.
And the intellectual dishonesty of the Republican Party to pretend like they didn't participate in causing this to be. But I'm saying all that to say, I didn't agree with 95% of what Charlie Kirk had to say. But when I found out that he was a father, all bets are off for me. When I found out he was a husband, all bets are off, right? And to Aaron's point, no matter how, in America, you have a right to your Second Amendment, your First Amendment freedom of speech, right? You have a right to you have a right to be as ignorant as you want to be, but not die from it. And I made a social media post about this, and it took me a couple of, I was trying, I'm a pastor, so I was trying to be thoughtful before I responded to it. So I waited about a day and a half. And I think what I landed on was this, and this is what I said in the post. I said, I think the irony in the moment is that people on the left side of the political sphere, what we wanted from Charlie Kirk is what the three of us gave him in his death. And that is, we recognized your humanity.
That's it.
It's funny because all we ever wanted from you, Charlie, all we want from the right is for you to recognize our humanity. And in that moment, seeing Charlie lean backwards, and literally, I believe when that projectile hit him, he was gone. I believe he was gone. They said he had a heartbeat when they were trying to tend to him, but it was obvious that he was gone. And I said, and I put on social media, on my Instagram and my TikTok page, I said, Charlie, all we ever wanted from you was for you to see the humanity in someone else, like I see the humanity in you, even though I don't agree with you. I do not agree with you at all, but I see your humanity. And the irony in it to me was that at the end of the day, all we wanted was for Charlie to see the humanity in us, like we saw the humanity in him as he took his last breath. And that to me was like a beautiful irony in the situation. Not that his death was beautiful. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the beauty of irony was present. And Aaron brought up a good point. And as a pastor, I will tell y'all this. The Bible says, for the conservative right, this is what the Bible says. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. If you sow corruption, you will reap corruption. If you sow to the wind, you will reap the whirlwind. If you sow dehumanization, you will reap dehumanization. If you sow insensitivity to those who died from gun deaths, you shall reap insensitivity to your gun death. And Aaron brought up a very good point. He said that it's okay to lose a few lives here and there in order to protect the Second Amendment.
That's what he said.
No life is worth, I don't think, and I'm a gun owner. I am a gun owner because if you come in my house, I'm gonna shoot you. That's what's gonna happen. If you come up to my car trying to rob me, if I can get to my gun, if there's a choice between you going home and me going home, I'm going home. To be clear.
Yeah, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Absolutely, judged by 12 than carried by 6. There it is. But y'all, I do think it was, and we talked about this before we went on air, and I want to get some more feedback from Eric on this because Eric brought this point up, and then Aaron, you can give us some feedback too, and we'll go to our next topic. But we were talking about the fact that, and Aaron alluded to it as well, that the right is using his death. I mean, and I said before we went on air, I'm like, what is this? Is this nigga Martin Luther King or something? Is he y'all's Martin Luther King? I mean, like, what are we talking about here? Is Charlie Kirk y'all's rallying cry? So I want black people to take notice that their rallying cry is for a man who said, if I get on an airplane and see a black pilot, I'm going to question whether or not that pilot is qualified. How do you think I got in this seat? You do realize I have to go through FAA training. I have to go through years of training. They have to go through hundreds of hours before they can even get in the hundreds of hours of training before I can even get in the co-pilot seat, let alone get in the pilot seat.
Yep.
I got to go through hundreds of hours to sit in the co-pilot seat, then go through another several hundred hours to sit in the pilot seat. And I was looking at a stat, I got to find it. A good portion of all the pilots that fly the major carriers in America are former Air Force pilots.
Yep.
You don't become an Air Force pilot not knowing what you're doing.
Yep.
Kendall,
I'm done. But it's just and I want black people to understand their rallying cry is the death of a person who did not see the humanity in you. And what's crazy is we still in the black community still have this notion that the two political parties are the same. They are not. You keep saying, well, there's two sides, that's my opinion. Two wings of the same bird. Well, one's a dragon wing and one's a pigeon wing. Them two wings is not the same.
We could talk about that later.
Yeah, we can talk about it, but that's why I said it. That's why I said it's just my opinion, because we differ on that. But the point is,
I hear what you're saying.
One thing I do know is that one of those political parties does not wake up in the morning looking for ways to destroy black people. Not destroy us. They may not listen to us like we want them to. But the Republican Party, in my opinion, actively looks for ways to destroy us. And I think their champion, one of their champions, apparently was Charlie Kirk. And now they're using that as a rallying cry. So, Eric, I want to ask you a question because you brought it up before the show.
Real quick, before you go
ahead,
I
sure.
have a question for you. You were talking about pilots and qualified pilots and what they have to go through to even get in that seat, to get in the cockpit. We travel a lot. Have you ever sat in line at TSA and saw the flight crew coming through TSA? What happened? Can they just walk straight through TSA? Or do they get checked for credentials?
Oh, they get checked for their credentials.
They get checked.
Okay. So, and I'm sure they didn't print those credentials off on at FedEx Kinko's.
Right, exactly. And get it laminated and walk in the door.
So
You're making a point. You're making a point.
Yeah, so him saying that, Charlie Kirk, I'm sure he's a smart guy. You knew if you see a black pilot in that cockpit, you know they're qualified. And I bet you he didn't even think twice about it. But just to throw red meat to his base, just to get a reaction.
Yes.
You say reckless stuff. You say racist. You have no problem with saying racist stuff to get a reaction. Well, now you got a reaction.
You got a reaction. Now watch this. What's crazy, Aaron, is he knew something like that would get a reaction from the base.
Mhm.
Yes.
And when you tell me that the political party, this is why I feel that way. When you tell me the political parties are the same, you're telling me you go into a voting booth, especially black Republicans. I struggle with it because you're going into a voting booth, voting in the same way with someone who says that about you, and people who look like you. Charlie Kirk, when he's making that comment about pilots, doesn't care if that pilot is you. He doesn't know that you're conservative. You know what he does know? You're black.
You're black.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Eric. What was your? Because Eric, you made a point before we came on the air about their threats of civil war and some of these other, and Aaron alluded to it too.
That actually takes us to our subtopic at the bottom of the screen. So, Kendall, but that is this a case of mistaken identity where they didn't know who the shooter was, or just blatant racism? Even though the shooter was white, they're still going to target black. So, go ahead, Kendall.
Yeah. So, that's a very good point. So, okay. So watch this. Before Ash Patel, before they made an arrest, they were already blaming it on the transgender community. They was blaming it on black folks, and I'm like, what? But you want to know? You want to know why that trips me out, Aaron? Because you all know who you have demonized, so you know who was on your hit list.
Yes.
So your expectation was that someone that we put on our hit list is now hitting back.
It's firing back. Exactly.
Go ahead, Eric. Give me your thought on that. Go ahead.
The reason why, in my opinion, they went after those particular communities, they lack emotional intelligence. They didn't know how to, what's the word I'm looking for? Be able to just understand that hey, they had a great loss. They didn't know their emotions. They didn't know they didn't know what to do with it. So instead of just saying, you know what, let me just, let me grab a beer or let me talk to somebody, they said I'm going to lash out at what I know I can do, what's
Sure.
in me, what's in me will come out.
Yeah.
So let's attack HBCUs. We had students who mind their own business. This is not. That's why I tell when people ask me what I think about it, I say I'm mad at my own black business. That's why I have not I haven't posted on there. I have not directly posted myself anything about Kurt because I'm mad at my own black business because this is what they call it. This is why I don't like crime. And it bothers me, like what Kendall said, when black people go in making their comments for or against it. I said, this is not our fight. For once, let them have this.
Yeah.
Let them have this. Let them battle it out. Let them figure it out. Let them figure it out.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I'm with you, Kendall. I be trying to give people grace. I really do. But
yeah.
I was talking to somebody on Facebook today, and they tried to quote that about the black women quote, and they misquoted what he's saying to whitewash what he said, or they thought what he meant by it. No, he meant exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He meant. Yeah. I was like, why are you at a black woman who's a college educated black woman? And she said, well, I said, you sugarcoat, you whitewashing exactly what he said. I don't know why. I don't know why some of us have to have white approval. I hate to say that.
Yeah.
But in this
because
I'm sorry, I gotta say this. This is kind of off brand, but off subject. But we have a certain brand of black people who consider themselves who made it, that has fallen in the white supremacy gospel of Jesus Christ.
And I'm gonna take Go ahead. And
Go ahead.
I'm
I'm
gonna say,
done. I'm done.
no. You are hitting dead at the heart of this. And watch this. I'm gonna say this to y'all. So, as a preacher who studied sociology in college, I'm gonna tell you what this is. This is how I explain it, Eric. That we have African Americans that think assimilation is the same as integration.
Tell the difference.
They think because they have been assimilated into white society and white business structure that they've been assimilated, that they've been integrated. And I said to I'm also a general contractor, and I was saying, and I mentioned this at our in our last episode about one of the contractors I utilize for roofing, and I was talking to him just about the climate as the Trump administration just wages war against the Hispanic community, and I said to him, and I'll say it in this episode because I said it last time, and I want to say it again because it's akin to this same conversation. I said, we in the Black community, by and large, have understood something that you all have not learned yet. That you can't be smart enough. You can't be good enough. You can't follow the rules enough. You can't buy a nice enough house. You can't buy a nice enough car. You can't have enough education for certain factions of the white community in America to accept you. There's nothing you can do. They have shut the door on you. Period. Point blank. And people will say, well, when you get a certain amount of money, then they don't care about nobody but the money. Hey! Hogwash.
Ask Bill Cosby.
I was just about to say that. Ask Bill Cosby. Ask Bill Cosby,
Brian, who's the other? Byron, who tried to buy CBS to them.
Byron
Allen.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, Byron Allen.
Yep.
Ask them. I got all the money in my hand to buy CBS Paramount. In my hand.
In your hand.
I have your asking price in my hand. They took less money to sell it to somebody else. Because we have a structure in this country, you can't be smart enough, you can't be good enough. We understand in the Black community, we got to be twice as smart, twice as good, twice as efficient, right? To get half of what our counterparts have. And that's unfortunate. But all of this is wrapped up in the minute, back to your point, Eric, the minute that 223 round went through the neck of Charlie Kirk, within an hour.
That was a 223?
Yeah, a 223. It was a boat action. Within an hour, HBCUs were getting bomb threats.
Yep.
Within 3 days, mysteriously, 2 African American college students turned up hanging from a tree. This, to your point, Eric, and Bubba, who is that? The comedian, Bubba, what's his name?
The sports comedian.
Yeah, he what's his name, Aaron?
Bubba Dub or something like that.
But yeah, Bubba Dub Jr.
Mm-hmm.
All he said one thing. He said, this time, we gonna stay out of them white people's business. The same thing you said, Eric. And within 24 hours, they were making death threats on his wife and his children. Just by telling Black people to stay out of it.
I didn't even, wow.
And so again, the point is.
And he reported them.
Yeah, the point is, if Charlie, if imagine that.
Yeah, he's sorry.
So the good news is right now, if you commit a federal crime, you're probably gonna get away with it because I can tell as the FBI director. But here's the thing. But the point is, I worry, y'all, as a pastor. I do worry that Charlie Kirk's death has ushered in a new darkness to our
Oh
country.
yeah, absolutely.
I do worry. I do worry about that.
I disagree. I
You
disagree.
disagree? Okay.
I mean,
Tell me why.
Because
think
America's this is America.
That is true.
This is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. Las Vegas is no worse than Las Vegas was worse than Charlie. Don't forget about Charlottesville. Don't forget about January 6th. Don't forget about the Civil War.
Well,
That's another thing.
I think it's a little different. I think it's a little different, though. I got to disagree with you on this one here, dude. They made a martyr out of a podcaster. Think about that.
Because they need a rallying cry. Eric, I agree with you. We team with you, double team with you. I agree with you, Eric, because they are taking. That's why I said when we came on, I said, what is he? Is he y'all's Martin Luther King? Is he Martin Luther King now or something?
I saw somebody post on Facebook, Fox News, saying that in every major city, they need to take away Martin Luther King Drive and replace it with a Charles Kirk Parkway. I lie to you not. I lie to you not. And he had about 6,000 likes on there, which is a lot on Facebook. There's a lot of boomers saying yes. There's a lot of boomers saying yes. So, Aaron, I understand what you're saying, that, there's nothing new under the sun, all that kind of stuff. But we got a lot of people.
It can be a new wave, though.
Yeah.
Aaron, would you agree that it's potentially a new wave of how they're trying to do this?
Under every administration, you're going to have the extremists from each side rise. But their level of hate, is it worse than it has been in the past? I don't know. To me, I don't know. I hear where you all are coming from. I don't think that we're going to see anything that we haven't seen already. I mean, they've been lynching us, especially down in the South. And let me say this to y'all, black folk down in the South. This isn't the 50s anymore. You can go and move up north, because that stuff that goes on down there, it won't fly up here at all.
No.
It won't fly up here at all. So y'all need to go ahead and load up, catch the mega bus if it's still running. I don't know what you got to do. Get in the wheelbarrow and roll on up I-65. But listen, this is not 1950 anymore. Yeah. They got people still down there wearing overalls. And I've seen, they did a documentary on, I forgot which the network. It was a documentary where they still had black folk down there living like this back in Jim Crow.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Crazy.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't like, I was saying, I think Eric and I had a conversation, in which, I made a post, I think Eric responded to it. This is a while back. I said, I don't know. I said, you Negroes need to come out of Texas. Get out of Texas. Those same black folks can leave Texas, go next door to Louisiana, and turn it blue. Immediately.
Well, they have the. Well, I don't know. Louisiana, them folks don't vote down there. They have.
Yeah, they scared to vote.
In Mississippi,
we better not vote.
And they making it even more difficult for them to vote, especially in rural Indiana, it's still rural parts of black Louisiana. It's still rural parts of black Mississippi.
Yeah, especially the bayou area.
Yes, yeah. So it's unless they have until people are. It's going to take some of these churches and some of these people who have money that actually don't live inside the state to go in and get them some transportation to be able to vote, or be able to rally up the crowd to be able to get maybe a senator that's not a senator or a governor of those particular states to be able to help them. They ain't be able to do it.
Yeah.
One thing about, you can't out gerrymander governor seat. It's one-on-one. So if they just have to be able to galvanize those people in New Orleans, in Shreveport, and in Mississippi, Jackson, Laurel, and get those people to those polls, they have a chance to be able to get those votes. But like what you said, that's their normal. Being poor is normal for them. $15 an hour is normal for them.
I mean, that's great in Mississippi.
That's we came here in Indiana. That's where we're from. You can't make it on $15 an hour.
No, you cannot. Yeah.
So I get it. Yeah. I think they should stay. I think they should all move to Texas first and make that blue. Then, because it's a lot of delegates in Texas, and they really try.
It is.
That's why they try to gerrymander that first as a pilot, because they understand the people that are going to Texas, and it's starting to become a little bit. It started a little harder for Cruz to keep his seat, and Corden and Governor Hot Wheels to keep his seat. So they're trying to
call him Governor Hot Wheels, and he got so mad. I can't believe she's talking about the disabled community. Like, man, go somewhere, man. Listen, man, that is genius. She said, was it Power Wheel or the Hot Wheel?
Hot Wheel.
Listen.
She said that they call down there in Texas.
That is amazing. All right. So the other thing, man, just real quickly, this is something that Eric wanted us to talk about too on the podcast tonight. As we kind of start to wind down, I want to turn our attention real quick to Washington D.C., where Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer tried to force a vote to release all FBI and Justice Department files. Minority leaders. Forgive me. Tried to force a vote to release all the FBI and Justice Department files tied to Jeffrey Epstein. The push fell short. It was blocked in a 51-49 vote. And I want us to talk about that. And so the effort narrowly failed 59-41 during a separate hearing of the FBI Director Kash Patel, who had another tough day today on Capitol Hill. Said that investigators found no credible information that Epstein trafficked minors to others beyond himself. And it's a statement that he made that stirred up both skepticism and frustration amongst transparency advocates. Eric, I'm gonna start with you. Now I don't know how they're gonna figure out how to cover up the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, the several millions of dollars that were transferred from Trump to Epstein. I don't know how they're gonna fix that one. But tell me, come on, give me your thoughts on this, Eric, because this is a topic that you wanted to tackle. Give me your thoughts on this.
If it's a topic that will be able to unify our country, it's the Epstein files. 83% of Republicans want the files to be done out. 87% of independents want it to be out. 94% of Democrats want them to release these files. And the reason why they're not doing it, like you said, it's a lot of people with a lot of power don't want their names to be out there. Period. And it's going to be some of their friends, some of their enemies per se. And I feel like now, and they did that under the radar too. Keep in mind, they voted on this while this Kirk thing was going on, so they'd be able to do it under the radar, so it'll be under the news. It won't be in the news. So nobody's really talking about how the Senate Republicans turned down releasing those Epstein files. Only Republicans who said yes was Josh Hawley out of Missouri and Rand Paul out of Kentucky.
It's amazing to me. It is.
Yes, you
Go
can't.
ahead. Go ahead.
That's why I say when the conservatives. That's why people give the conservatives a side eye and saying we're the real party of women. We are the real party of families. We're the real party of children. Children, young girls were raped, molested, turned out. Probably trains ran on them. Who knows? And they're the party who says let's continue to sweep it under the rug. We have a problem. But the unified message from the voters is like, release these files, unredacted. Let's not erase nothing. Let us see it.
Yeah, but they'll hide behind the fact that they're trying to protect the victims as to why they won't release the files. I had a conservative tell me on TikTok, and I was debating. He said, "You do know that Bill Clinton's in the files too." I said, "Big red fire truck."
Yes.
Big red, big blue sky. Yes, we know that.
We know.
Yeah, guess who else is in there? The current president of the United States. Not the president that was president 30 years ago. The current president of the United States is in the Epstein files. You know who else is in there? The current president's personal attorney is in the Epstein files. You want to know who else is in there? Other people within the media that are media moguls are in the Epstein file. Listen to me. You don't have. I was looking at. They said it was close to $1 billion that came in and out of accounts for Jeffrey Epstein that weren't specifically connected to his business.
Yes.
Come on, man.
And he's not certified in nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Go ahead, Aaron. What's your thoughts?
You know, is that you, Kendall?
That's me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so okay, I'll let you can have it. Okay. So honestly, you know, my thing is conservatives, y'all have to make sense. I mean, it's at some point I'm waiting for common sense to kick in.
It ain't. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. Your children need you to keep breathing.
Because
your friend needs you to keep breathing, Aaron. Don't stop breathing while you waiting.
The stuff that they say, I mean, they're counters to logic. It's just like, did you pull? What made you say that? Like that? Guess who else was in there? Bill Clinton.
We don't like him no more.
Exactly. Well, is he even relevant right now?
I'm just talking about me. Let me talk about myself.
Well, it's just I don't get it. It's like I made a comment in a recent thread where I posted a scripture, and I had conservatives attack me over posting a scripture out of the Holy Bible that they hold near and dear to their heart, and then I had comments saying such like, "Oh, you need to find another book to read."
Listen, go read the scripture that you posted, Aaron. Read the scripture.
I posted, I mean, it was on our last topic of Matthew 22, and I said, "Dear Christians, read this until you actually get it." And this is not just for the far right; it's for the left and the center. Yeah. And I said, it talks about the greatest commandment. The greatest commandment. I said. In Matthew 22:34, hearing that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees and the Pharisees got together, one of them, an expert in the law, tested him with this question: "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" And Jesus replied, not Aaron, not Kendall, not Eric. It said, Jesus replied,
Jesus,
love the Lord thy God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all of your mind. And then it went on to say, this is the first and greatest commandment. And then the second one is to love thy neighbor. it goes on to talk about loving thy neighbor. Why would you get so upset over that? Why would you get so upset over that?
It's the devil.
To say, oh, you need to find another book to read then. You're that mad that you're going to say, love the Lord. You're going to get so mad over it. Love the Lord, your God, with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And love thy neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments.
All the law and all the prophets hang on two things. Love God and love everybody like you love your own trifling self. It's simple. And as the preacher on the panel, you wanna know why Jesus told them that? He simplified the law because the Pharisees were, watch this, religious conservatives. I irritated the life out of somebody before we came on live, before we recorded our episode, because I said to them, because Wish TV in Indianapolis put a post up about Howard Dr. Wesley, and Dr. Wesley has said that the way you die does not redeem the way you lived.
Yeah.
You don't get redemption in dying tragically if you lived like hell.
Yeah.
Right? And so the white people on the post were irritated. And I said to them, in that post, and it's just the weirdest thing to me.
We can't even say white people because you got
black folks too, but I'm talking about I'm talking about this specific instance.
We got Hispanics that are sounding on.
No. I know, but I'm talking about in this specific post. All I saw was white people just struggling, right?
Yeah.
In that particular post, and this is what I said to them. I said, Dr. Wesley is one of the great voices in the black church. I said, and I don't expect you all to like his comments in the same way that you didn't like the comments of Martin Luther King, and you would not like the comment that y'all didn't like the comments of Dr. Jeremiah Wright, and y'all would not like the comments of the Lord Jesus Christ, who was a man of color, who was a religious progressive from Palestine.
Yes, he was.
Y'all do realize that Jesus was a Palestinian. Bethlehem is in the West Bank.
It is in the West Bank.
Bethlehem is in Gaza.
Yeah.
Jesus is a Palestinian.
They don't want to.
He's a Palestinian Jew.
They're cussing you out.
To be clear, right?
Palestinians are more Semitic than some of these people. Some of these Jews that's out right now.
Sure. Yeah. And here's the thing. There was another conversation that you brought up, Aaron, about conversations that Jesus had with the Pharisees, who again were religious conservatives. They asked Jesus. They asked Jesus one time, "Who is my neighbor?" And so, and I think, and Jesus, and I'm gonna bring it up for y'all, and I'm gonna read it real quick because it's something everybody's familiar with. It's in Luke chapter 10. So watch this. I'm gonna read something for y'all real quick. Luke chapter 10, and right, I'm just gonna read something for you. Just the irony of it.
He a Baptist preacher, so we need to make sure
just real quick. I just want y'all to see something. I just want y'all to see something real quick because this is what bothers me, right? So watch this. So here it is. Luke chapter 10, verse 25. I'm gonna read it real quick. I'm just gonna read it. Watch this. On one occasion, an expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. He said, "Teacher," same thing they did last time, Aaron. He said, "Teacher," he asked, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" What is written is what Jesus said to him. How do you read it? He answered and said this: "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul and with all your strength and all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself, you have answered correctly. Jesus replied, do this and you will live. But look at verse 29. Watch this real quick. This is akin to what you just said, Aaron. Watch this. Verse 29. But the man responded back to Jesus to justify himself and asked Jesus, but who is my neighbor though? You see how that works?
That's good. That's good.
Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, body, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Now look how they wiggle out of this, Aaron.
Yeah, that's good.
They try to justify, well, then who is my neighbor?
Yep.
So then Jesus goes and tells a story that y'all are used to. In response, this is verse 30, Jesus replied and said this, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving the man half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed on the other side. So to a Levite, someone who works in the church, when he came to a place and saw him, he passed on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. Wait a minute. Samaritans and Jews, they had theological differences because the Samaritans believed that they should worship in the mountain and the Jews believed they should worship in the temple. They were not of the same nationality. They were not the same race because Samaritans were biracial people and Jews were pure blood Jews. So they had racial differences, nationality differences, religious differences. And Jesus said when the Samaritan passed the guy and saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him. He bandaged up his wounds. He poured wine and oil on him. He put the man on his donkey, took him to a hotel and told the innkeeper, take care of him, paid the bill. If he owes any more, when I come back, I will pay the rest of the bill. Verse 36, Jesus asked them this, which of these three do you think was a neighbor? The expert in the law replied, the one who had mercy on him. And Jesus told him, go and do likewise. But this is what they do, y'all. What they will do, this is what religious conservatives will do. They will try to qualify what is a neighbor.
Come on.
Jesus said the neighbor is the one who don't look like you.
Come on.
Who's not a part of the same social economic class as you. Who's not a part of the same race as you, who's not a part of the same nationality as you, or even your religion. If you're asking the man of color named Jesus, who was born in Palestine, if you're asking the man of color named Jesus who was born in Palestine, who your neighbor is, he's going to tell you it's somebody that's not of the same race, not of the same religion, not of the same nationality. He covered all the bases because they were trying to qualify what is a neighbor. And that's what religious conservatives do in this country. They try to qualify who deserves to be considered my neighbor. Who deserves it? Everybody deserves it.
Everybody deserves it. Wow.
I don't have to, and again, I don't have to agree with you to love you the way God requires me to. And if you cannot do that, you are nothing but a Pharisee who Jesus said was nothing but wolves in sheep's clothing.
I ain't got to go to church Sunday. What's the cash app? You getting my offer today.
Go to church on Sunday. Hey, y'all want to close out with anything? Because we're coming down to the end of the show. Y'all want to close out with something? Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah. So real quick, and we're gonna make this real quick. So let me see. Did I put it in here? Let me see if I put it in. Why don't you tell me what this is?
I'm not sure either.
I don't think.
Let me look at the lips.
Look at the lips, bro.
Compare the lips.
The nose.
The nose, yeah.
The mouth, the chin. There's a cleft chin on the left and not on the right.
He looks clean
The
shaved right there, and the other guy, this is like 2 days later. He I don't know, man.
he had the presence of mind to get another clean shave.
Uh,
His
And then
chin
on top
line
of
is different.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they said that he has. We talked about this before a few months ago with the CEO, the United Healthcare CEO, killing. Where they found all the evidence on him. You got Cash Patel and his dumb self go out there. Yeah, we found the note on him and the confession on him, but it was destroyed. But we know what it is. We know what it said through our team of experts and forensics experts. We were able to piece everything together and to determine that we know he agreed to shooting this guy. But they don't have the evidence that they supposedly found have been destroyed. That's what Cash Patel said.
Now watch this, and I'll give you another one. You go from not having any evidence at all to having all the evidence out of nowhere. How does that work? You go from not having any evidence at all to having all the evidence. And out of nowhere, a guy who had gotten away scot clean for all them hours with a whole manhunt on, and then all of a sudden the case just neatly falls into your lap, and now his daddy is talking, the roommate is talking.
Roommate said they got a text. They got this magical text messages that appear between the trans roommate and Mr. Robinson.
And then watch this. And not only that, but then he texted and said, hey, I just need you to know, by the way, I put the gun in a towel in the woods. That's where I put the gun at.
And check under my computer. I left a note under the keyboard saying that I got a chance to kill, what's his name?
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Y'all, they playing in your face.
I'm telling you.
The point we're making is they playing in your face. And here's the thing. It ain't, and if it ain't adding up, it's because it ain't supposed to add up. Right?
If I was Mr. Robinson, I wouldn't say a mumbling word.
And he hasn't. All because of work. You see, Eric, I told you. Yeah. He's their Martin Luther King.
You're right. You're right.
Wait. They got him on there with Abe Lincoln.
And you know how they got Charlie Kirk right next to Jesus, like he's the closest to Jesus. Right next to white
non-Palestinian Jesus.
Like he's
right next to white non-Palestinian. Come on, y'all. And then Bernice Scott, she said, "Stop putting my daddy's name in y'all's foolishness, please. Stop putting my daddy's name in this." Oh, listen, y'all. We're actually past our time. Look, y'all got some last words y'all want to say, fellas? Come on.
Hey, listen,
talk to our people.
Yeah, we appreciate you all jumping into the podcast. Stay tuned. I mean, this is only our second, third episode. Stay tuned. More to come. We're only going to get better at this. So like, subscribe, follow, share, all that stuff. We want to hear from you. We want your support. We want to see your comments, and so we can address it on the next. Who started that back up?
I did. No, because I was trying to show them the
why he was still in office.
But listen.
Go ahead, Kendall.
No. If you want to follow us on social media, all you have to do is type in @RootCausePod, @RootCausePod on all social media, and then on X, specifically on Twitter, X, formerly Twitter, all you have to do is search for us at Talk Root Cause on X. So @Talk Root Cause. And then on every other platform, we are Root Cause Pod. Listen, thank you for hanging out with us. Yes. For myself, for my brother Eric, my brother Aaron, thank y'all for hanging out with us as we try to unpack the root cause of why all of this is happening. We love y'all. God bless. Look, the worst is over and the best is yet to come. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.